Good evening, wrestling fans. Welcome back to another edition of Evolution of Pro Wrestling. Thank you for joining us again. We're about to bring in this unique individual. This gentleman calls himself La Bestia de la Lucha Libre. This gentleman is a two-time Galley Lucha Libre Tag Team Champion. He is a four-time ARW Pro Tag Team Champion and the first ever Triple Crown Champion of UWC Nation Promotion. We are about to bring in right now Edward Diaz Ramirez and Motro. Let's welcome him in right now. Okay. He should be coming in now, gentlemen. All right, and there he is. He is watching. And let's add him in here.
Sorry about that, fans. And there
And
he
there he
is,
is,
Edward
Edward
Diaz
Diaz
Ramirez,
Ramirez,
La
La
Bestia de la
Bestia de la
Lucha
Lucha
Libre.
Libre.
Welcome to the
Welcome to the
show,
show,
sir.
sir.
How you
It's a
doing,
It's a
pleasure
brother?
to
pleasure to
have
have
you.
you.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely,
Absolutely,
absolutely. I
absolutely.
love
I
the
love the
gimmick. I
gimmick.
love
I
the
love the
mask.
mask.
How did
How
that
did
come
that come
about,
about,
man? Tell
man?
us
Tell us
about this
about this
journey that
journey
you
that
went
you
through
went
to
through to
become
become
the
the
beast of
beast of
Lucha
Lucha
Libre.
Libre.
Well, man, as everybody knows, you start in the business, with nothing. Uh, I was a big 16-year-old kid, man. I wanted to become a professional wrestler, and my parents were always against it, right? Every parent always like concerned or whatever. So I met this guy. He used to make wrestling masks for a living, and he introduced me to some other guys who ended up down the line becoming my trainers. So there's this big 16-year-old, 360-pound kid, right, in high school and shit. And they looked at me and they were like, "You're a big kid. You're as big as the 747." So then, like, from there on in, that's when I used that name. The mask came in later on because, I've been training a lot of lucha, in my early career. So
Okay.
Okay.
that's when I was like, I wanted to, and I've looked up to the guys like Vader and those type of guys, and those are the guys I watched growing up. So I wanted to bring that big man style to the independence scene. You know what I mean?
No,
No,
that's
that's
good,
good,
man.
man.
And usually,
Usually,
as
as
you
you
recall,
recall,
in
in
wrestling,
wrestling,
a lot
a
of
lot
big
of big
guys
guys
were
were
agile.
agile.
Bam
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 Bigelow,
Bigelow,
King
King
Kong
Kong
Bundy, The
Bundy, The
Big
Big
Show.
Show.
Many
Many
others
others
that
that
have,
have,
excuse me,
excuse
that
me,
have
that have
the
the
agility as
agility
a
as
big
a big
guy.
guy.
Right.
Big
Big
Van
Van
Vader,
Vader,
used
used
to
to
remember
remember
the
the
moonsault he
moonsault
used
he
to do
used
from
to
the
do from
top
the top
rope.
rope.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
it's
good to
good to
be
be
athletic like
athletic
that,
like that,
especially in
especially in
lucha
lucha
libre,
libre,
because
because
you
you
gotta be
gotta
in
be in
shape
shape
to
to
Oh
be a
yeah.
be a
professional
professional
wrestler.
wrestler.
Yes.
Who
Who
did you
did you
train
train
with
with
as you
as
went
you went
along
along
in
in
coming into
coming into
professional
professional
wrestling?
wrestling?
Well, there used to be a promotion here in Chicago that were really big. They were like one of the top promotions. They were called Windy City Professional Wrestling. This was the be all end it all promotion back in the day. If you made it in Windy City, then you were a household name here in the Chicago area. They bring in Rob Van Dam. They bring in a bunch of famous stars, man. They used to run out of the amphitheater, Chicago Amphitheater, back in the day. And Windy City Professional Wrestling, I actually went to a show, but I wasn't, I was not booked on it, obviously, but I had a buddy of mine that was booked on it, and it was very, very old school. A lot of the guys there I was trained by. I'm gonna give out a couple shout out names to Willie the Bomb Richardson. Rudo Cortez, Billy the Tiger. All these cats, they came from Windy City, and they got a lot of years in the business. And I thank them, greatly for taking me under their wing and training me and showing me the ropes and the old school way. That's another problem. A lot of these new guys, they take it for granted, man. Because back in the day when you were training old school, a lot of guys wouldn't last long in the business. And a lot
No,
of
absolutely not.
and a lot of these new guys take it for granted. They got it easy. I'm gonna say it. They got it easy nowadays because back in the day when we used to train old school, they would not be able to hang, man. But yeah, Windy City Professional Wrestling the guys from there, I have to thank for giving me the opportunity and being patient with me and showing me, the skill and how to tell a story and how to work big man and, all that good stuff that, that makes a wrestling match that you got to tell the story. You know what I mean?
No,
No,
absolutely.
absolutely.
And when you talk about the old school back then,
I
I heard a
heard a
story
story
a long time ago about Hulk Hogan that
that
he
he
tried
tried
out
out
for
for
wrestling
wrestling
with
with
Hiro
Hiro
Matsuda.
Matsuda.
And
And
at
at
first,
first,
Hiro
Hiro
Matsuda
Matsuda
broke
broke
his
his
leg
leg
and
and
said,
said,
okay,
okay,
are you
are you
coming
coming
back?
back?
Are
Are
you
you
going
going
to
to
pursue
pursue
your
your
wrestling
wrestling
career?
career?
And
And
Hulk
Hulk
Hogan
Hogan
eventually
eventually
came
came
back
back
after
after
maybe
maybe
six,
six,
seven
seven
months
months
and
and
said, you
said,
know
you know
what,
what,
I'm
I'm
going to
going to
try it
try it
again.
again.
And
And
that's when
that's when
Hulkamania
Hulkamania
was
was
born.
born.
So
So as
that's
that's
what you're
what you're
mentioning
mentioning
about the
about the
old
old
school.
school,
Excuse
excuse
me.
me,
It
it
takes a
takes a
lot of
lot of
dedication,
dedication.
but
But
now
now
these
these
young
young
guys,
guys,
they say,
they say,
oh,
oh,
okay, they
okay, they
put on
put
a
on a
pair of
pair of
boots,
boots,
I'm a
I'm a
wrestler.
wrestler.
It's
It's
not
not
about
about
that.
that.
You
You
got to
got to
pay
pay
your
your
dues in
dues in
professional
professional
wrestling.
wrestling.
You
You
got to
got to
do
do
what you
what you
have to
have to
do.
do.
It's
It's
not
not
about,
about,
okay, I
okay, I
can
can
high
high
fly, I
fly, I
can
can
do
do
this,
this,
I
I
can do
can do
that.
that.
You
You
still have
still
to
have to
pay
pay
your
your
dues.
dues.
Listen to
Listen
the
to the
people
people
that
that
paved the
paved the
way
way
for
for
you to
you to
go
go
through in
through in
this
this
business.
business.
Most definitely.
You
You
know,
know,
and
and
You
you
know,
you
had
had
mentioned to
mentioned to
me
me
you
you
trained
trained with
Ali.
Ali.
yes, I did train with Ali before he was Ali. He was on. He was. He used to wear a mask as well. His wrestling name with the mask. His name was Alto. He was this skinny, really skinny kid, and I trained with Ali back in the day, and I never knew he would. Where he's at now. I'm proud of him, man. He's a brother, man. He came. He was here in Chicago. We wrestled together. We trained back in the day. We used to train in a car shop. We had a ring set up inside a car shop while they're working on cars, and we're training in the ring. So yeah, man, Ali came a long way, man, and God bless him, and he made it, man. He's made a name for himself, and that's what's up.
Oh, that's
That's
good,
good,
man.
man.
I'm
I'm
glad
glad
he's a
he's a
phenomenal
phenomenal
wrestler.
wrestler. He's
Has
has
excellent
excellent
talent in
talent
the
in the
ring.
ring.
Um,
Um,
excuse me,
excuse
I
me, I
apologize.
apologize.
I
I
think
think
WWE is
WWE is
kind of
kind of
lacking with
lacking with
his
his
character.
character.
I
I
think they
think they
could do
could do
more
more
with
with
him,
him,
Right.
but
but
I
I
guess
guess
he's
he's
being
being
held
held
back
back
because he's
because he's
still
still
fairly
fairly
new
new
into the
into the
industry,
industry,
as
as
far
far
as
as
WWE is
WWE is
concerned.
concerned.
Right.
But I
But I
know
know
he
he
can
can
make a
make a
big
big
splash
splash
in
in
professional
professional
Oh
wrestling.
wrestling.
yeah, Ali's phenomenal, man. He's had nothing but phenomenal matches here in Chicago, here in the indie scene. Everywhere he went, everybody talks about Ali and how great he is. I've wrestled him, and we did some comedy spots here and there, but Ali, he made me look good, and I had to keep up with him because he's quick, man. Ali, he's quick on his feet, and but he's a good guy, man, and I'm really happy for him. Very
Now, I
happy.
Now I
got a
got a
question
question
for
for
you,
you,
and
and
I
I
ask
ask
this
this
question to
question to
every
every
talent I
talent I
have
have
on the
on the
show.
show.
So I'm
So
going
I'm
to
gonna
ask you
ask
the
you the
same
same
question.
question.
You,
You
as
as
the
the
La
La
Bestia,
Bestia,
the
the
Beast,
Beast,
if
if
you
you
had a
had a
chance
chance
to
to
have a
have a
dream
dream
match
match
right
right
now,
now,
just
just
you
you
and
and
your
your
opponent,
opponent,
who would
who would
that
that
one
one
opponent
opponent
be?
be?
Vader.
That's an
That's an
excellent
excellent
choice.
choice.
Vader.
Excellent
Excellent
choice.
choice.
He
He
was
was
very
very
professional in
professional
the
in the
ring.
ring.
He
He
was
was
one of
one
the
of the
biggest
biggest
big
big
men
men
in
in
professional
professional
wrestling
wrestling
history,
history,
and
and
it's
it's
sad
sad
he's
he's
not
not
here with
here with
us
us
anymore.
anymore.
It is
But
But
very
he
sad,
was a
man.
great,
especially
especially
he
he
was
was
a
a
phenom in
phenom in
Japan.
Japan.
Yeah,
He
man.
He
made
made
his
his
mark in
mark in
Japan
Japan
for
for
sure.
Yeah,
sure.
that's where he was untouchable, man. Vader in those days, man, very phenomenal, man. Fucking huge name in Japan, man. He was phenomenal, and I studied a lot of his stuff on Japan, and and I really like the way he worked. Very snug. I mean, we're big men, man. I always tell this to somebody at work. I'm gonna be snug, a little snug. It's not to hurt the person, but it's to make it look real. Because when you're fighting in the crowd, you don't want to be liked. They're gonna be like, oh yeah. No, I like to be snug. I was trained the old school way, and it was either be snug or get snug.
Absolutely.
And you know how it is in professional wrestling. You don't get put over, or you don't put your opponent over. Things could get serious, in a heartbeat in the ring.
Exactly.
And that's one thing people try. Well, professional wrestlers try to avoid in the ring. If you could change anything about indie wrestling and how the people perceive professional wrestling, what would you change and why?
That's a great question, man. I've never been asked that question. If I could change any, you know what? I would like the indie territories to work together, like exchanging talent, helping each other grow, or even doing like joint shows together, things like that. There's a lot of hate in the independent professional wrestling, man. There's so much competition in the indie scene. It's crazy. You got promotions that will talk crap about each other, and they will put each other down, and they won't they won't acknowledge the other promotion, and they'll be like, oh, these people are garbage, or these guys can't work. I mean, I don't, that's not me, man. Everywhere I go, I treat everybody with respect. I treat everybody with, I'm very humble. I respect everyone, and they're in the business for a reason, and it's because they have the passion for it. And for people like that in the business to bash other people that are in the business, it's not right. So that's one thing I would change. I would like the indie promotions to work together to bring each other up.
Absolutely. That's what makes indie promotions more interesting. It's quite frankly, I'm enjoying more indie promotions out here in Florida than I am right now with WWE. We're on SmackDown. Like it's just a joke right now the way watching wrestling on TV.
A lot of people are saying that, yeah.
It's just a shame. I see more heart and guts in the indie promotions than I do in professional wrestling and WWE right now.
Right. Yeah, and it's like there's so much now going on. Like you got AEW, you got MLW, you got ROH, you got Impact, you got IWA, Savio Vega, you got WWC, you got all these guys, and it's awesome. That's an awesome thing, because indie wrestlers have an outlet. They have choices. It doesn't have to be WWE. They could go to ROH, they could go to Impact, they could go to AEW, they could go to IWA. So it's a great thing right now to be an independent wrestler, and to break in the business, because you got a lot of options now.
Absolutely, and that's good. And I've been to many out here so far. So I'm going to continue seeing this upcoming talent going going on the road and trying to make it to the big time. And I hope most of the guys actually want it, that are hungry, succeed into getting to that next level from the indie promotions.
Most definitely, man.
What word would your rivalry, say you're in the ring and you have a rivalry going, how would they describe you? As devious or, after the match, like, oh my God, like this guy just beat the living shit out of me. Like he just, oh, damn. Would they want to have another match with you? Do they feel they can trust you in the ring? Do they feel controversy when they're in the ring with you? What perceives your character?
Pretty much, man. I'm a fucking monster, man. A machine. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. I had some matches with a guy named Mojo McQueen. He's based out of here in Chicago. Mojo McQueen, Joshua Robinson. Great talent, man. He does a voodoo gimmick. Like a Papa Shango type gimmick, but he wears a mask and he's got horns on it. It's creepy as hell. It's phenomenal, bro. Dude, we had some hardcore matches and some disqualification matches, and we beat the hell out of each other, man. We beat the hell, and we loved that. We loved it. We had rematch after rematch, and he was snug. He was bringing it, and I love it. I kept bringing it, and we took it outside the ring, in the hallway. We went all over the place. So it's like people after they see me in the matches, they be like, "Damn, this guy's big." They'll tell me, "Man, you're pretty fast for your size, bro." And I'll be like, "Hey, it's a lot of training. It's a lot of years in the business, man. I'm a big guy, but I like to show people that, I can move. I'm not one of those guys that, can't move. I can move." So that's pretty much how they would describe me. Fast, big and fast, big guy, fast, agile, hardcore, brawler, that kind of style.
That's awesome, man. That's
That's
the way to be perceived in professional wrestling when you got that kind of name with from other talent. Now,
Now,
sir,
sir,
I'm
I'm
pretty much going to give you the platform to promote anything you need, anything you want, any upcoming matches, promotions, federations. The floor is yours, sir.
Well, if you're in the Chicago area, this Saturday night, June 29th, La Besta de la Lucha Libre returns to Wrestle League here in Chicago as I face Invictus. Invictus, he's the monster of Wrestle League, right? But you got another one coming in. Invictus, I know who you are, bro. And I know what you're all about. You like to maim people, make them suffer to spread a message. I do them for my own personal amusement, Invictus. And on June 29th, you are going to find out who La Bestia de la Lucha Libre is. Because I'm coming after you with nothing but destruction. And I'm coming after you in full force. It ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be nice. Me and you, Invictus, June 29th. If you're in the Chicago area, come check it out. Also, I'm actually starting my own wrestling promotion, Squared Circle Megastars. This is something that I wanted to do for a while now. I love wrestling and I love performing in the ring, but I actually had my very first show this past May, and I did a great job. I sold out crowd, and I had an awesome show. And I'm bringing Squared Circle Megastars as a new promotion, and we're gonna have fresh talent, fresh matchups. It's gonna be top-notch talent, man. I'm excited. I am ready for it, and I'm pumped. It's going to be based out of here in Chicago, and I am looking for talent from all over the world, from all over the states, and I want to use, great talent from everywhere. So that's in the works, and that's coming very soon. Square Circle Megastars, and we have Facebook page, we have a Twitter, we have an Instagram. I would post it on your page, and see if you can spread the word a little bit. And and I have some other upcoming events coming up soon, and that's pretty much it, man. I'm doing my thing. I'm trying to push myself, man, because it's time, man. It's time to make noise. It's
Absolutely,
man.
There's
There's
actually a
actually
few
a few
comments that are
comments that are
coming into
coming into
the
the
interview.
interview.
There's a
There's a
gentleman,
gentleman,
Moses
Moses
Marquez,
Marquez,
who
who
does
does
Evolution Pro
Evolution Pro
Wrestling's
Wrestling's
SoundCloud
SoundCloud
audio for
for
us,
us,
which
which
we're
we're
very
very
grateful for
grateful
that.
for that.
He
He
loves your
loves your
promo.
promo.
There's
There's
also a
also a
gentleman,
gentleman,
Mark
Mark
Nunez,
Nunez,
that is
that is
asking
asking
if
if
De
De
Beers is
Beers
going
is
to
going to
be
be
at
at
this
this
event. He's
event.
going
It's
to be
going
in
to
the
be in the
match.
match.
Also,
Also,
he's
he's
asking
asking
how
how
can
can
he
he
help.
help.
He
He
is
is
part of
part and
Florida,
part of
West
West
Palm
Palm
Beach.
Beach.
And
And
also we
also
have a
we have a
gentleman,
gentleman,
Solomon
Solomon
Baylong.
Baylong.
Good luck,
Good luck,
nephew.
nephew.
He's
He's
everybody's
everybody's
watching,
watching.
so
So
That's awesome.
we they're
they're
excited to
excited to
see you
see you
go
go
through all
through all
this
this
to
to
open up
open
this
up
new
this new
organization.
organization.
I'm going for
Going
you
for you
too,
too,
sir.
sir.
It was
It
an
was an
honor
honor
having you on
having
the
you on the
show.
show.
You're
You're
professional.
professional.
You
You
brought a
brought
lot
a
of
lot of
character to
character
the
to the
show,
show, And I know there was a lot of people watching, and I wish you best of luck on your wrestling career.
Thank you so
And
much.
we appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you for having me, man. It was a pleasure. I love this. This is awesome. If whenever there's a chance I can, showcase myself as far as me speaking and saying that, what's going on and how my career has been and where am I going. It's an awesome thing, man. I want people to know, who this man is. Where is he going? What is he all about? Because some people don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Some people don't know who I am, but here in Chicago, they people know who I am. And
Well, there was
was
another
another
comment.
comment.
Hubert
Hubert
Simpson
Simpson
Jr.
Jr.
He
He
said
says
someone
someone
needs to
needs to
book the
book the
match
match
747
747
versus the
versus the
Wild
Wild
Man
Man
Beast.
Beast.
hey, that's Beast, man. I know who Beast is. That is a 30-year veteran, man. He's been all over the states, and he's been in Puerto Rico. He's been everywhere, man. Beast, book it, brother. Beast versus Monster. Let's do it.
There you go.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Well,
Well,
again,
again,
sir, it
sir,
was
it
a
was a
pleasure
pleasure
having you
having
on
you
the
on the
show.
show.
And
And
good luck to
everything.
everything. And good
And
luck
good luck
this
this
Saturday.
Saturday.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Well, there you have it, wrestling fans. Edward Diaz Ramirez, la bestia de la lucha libre.
And talking about his upcoming company. Once again, fans, we thank you for joining us as always and showing your support. Tune in tomorrow for our show, Evolution of Pro Wrestling, Friday, 8 p.m. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a special guest on the show. He is the host of Weekends of Wrestling, Jose Gonzalez. He is going to be talking about all that's been going on in professional wrestling. Also, we're definitely going to be mentioning a lot of breaking news that we just heard today about Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman as the new executive producers of WWE, which we're going to get into that tomorrow. Also, you see our brand new shirt, Evolution of Pro Wrestling. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Follow us in each and every social media. If you have any questions, topics, or concerns, please feel free to email us at evolutionofprowrestling@gmail.com. From all of us here at Evolution of Pro Wrestling, once again, thank you for joining us.